I now put a question that may as many are of the opinion that we go the guillotine way say aye. Aye. May as many of that contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. We are going the guillotine way. And may I propose that clauses 1, 2, 3, 4. Clause 1 is coming up in G. Now may I propose that clauses 2, 3, 4, and 5 be part of the bill. Chair. Honorable members, I put an earlier question that clauses 2, 3, 4, 5 be part of the bill. Budget Chair, any amendments?
No amendment, Madam Chair.
Honorable members, any amendments from the floor? If we don't have any amendments, then may I put a question that clauses 2, 3, 4, 5 be part of the bill. And may as many of that opinion say aye. Aye. May as many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Clauses 2, 3, 4, 5 now become part of the bill. Honorable members, we go to the schedules, which are in schedule in columns 1, 2, 3, 4. And I propose that schedules 1 to 5 be part of the bill. Honorable Chair, any amendments?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on the first schedule, which on the recurrent expenditure, Madam Chair, on page 5, for those who have the bill, that is on code 317 R11. I may read the code again. Code 317 R11. The amount required in the year ending 30th June 2024 for expenses of County Assembly, including salaries, general administration and planning. Madam Chair, we do have a proposed amendment that the code be amended to read 828,826,200. Can I read again, Madam Chair? on code 317 R11, the committee proposed that the code be amended to read 828,826,200. That is the code on the assembly, and that is the code where the proposed amendment is done to capture the reimbursement. Remember, we had said that it is money on top of our ceiling. So that is the code that amends the county assembly ceilings to ensure that the ceiling is captured on the assembly side as a top-up on top of our ceiling, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, if the code is amended on page 6, the subtotal of recurrent expenditure, it will increase, and I repeat, when we amend code R11-317, the amendments on that code again affects our subtotal recurrent expenditure on page 6, and therefore I read that the subtotal of recurrent expenditure be amended to read, if you allow me, Madam Chair, 7,906,161,198. Let me read again, Madam Chair. The subtotal of recurrent expenditure be amended to read Kenya shillings 7,906,161,198. Madam Chair. Madam Chair, on the schedules again. Okay.
Continue.
Okay, thank you. In terms of recurrent, Madam Chair, those are the amendments that we had proposed as a committee. Thank you.
Honorable members, do we have any amendments coming from the floor? If we don't have any amendments, honorable members, then I put a question that code 317R01 all the way to code 317R13 as amended become part of the bill. And may as many of that opinion say aye. Aye. May as many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. And honorable members, codes 317R01 to 317R13 as amended are now part of the bill. And now we move to the first schedule, code 317D01. And members, as you can see from the appropriation bill, that is the code for development. And I want to ask Honorable Chair if there are any amendments.
Yes, Madam Chair. We do have amendments on development vote. And Madam Chair, if you go to page 8, for those who have the bill, on page 8, that is on finance, Madam Speaker, that is code 317D 317D02. 317D02. And that code 317D02 be amended to read 1,662,000 million 947,641. Allow me to repeat again, Madam Chair, that code 317 D02 be amended to read 1,662,947,641. And to the members, remember the 100 is the money meant that was transferred for the car reimbursement. So remember, as you remember in our report, the sources of funds, part of them we recovered from the 1.3 billion that was meant for the pending bill, which we had approved in this house to reduce from 1.3 to 1 billion. So the application of the 300 million, part of it was to fund the reimbursement. So remember, we had increased our recurrent at the assembly part by a certain amount. So that amount had to be reduced from the Department of Finance, which was under pending bill. And that is the subsequent amount where we are recovering the funds. And that is why we have proposed to reduce it. And you can see the original figure gone back to that, to 1.6 billion as opposed to 1.7 billion that was proposed in the bill. Madam Chair, on development vote again, page 10. Development vote, page 10. On code 317 D11. 317 D11. Madam Chair, that the code 317 D11 be amended to read 165 million. I want to repeat again, Madam Chair, that the code 317 D11 be amended to read 165 million. Honorable members, if you are very keen, in our report, there was a part that was written, the adoption schedule. The adoption schedule, in the beginning of our report, it shows that the development assembly was supposed to be 165 million. But in the adopted schedule, the figure was reading 150 million. So we are amending it at the bill level so that it read the figure that it was supposed to read, which is 165 million. And that is where we are amending code 317 D11 to read 165 million. Madam Chair, the amendments of these two codes affects our subtotal development expenditure. And therefore, we also request as an amendment that the subtotal of development be amended to read 4,432,549,165. I repeat again, because of the funds that are being transferred, that the subtotal of development be amended to read 4,432,546,165. So, honorable members, we made the changes, but remember, it does not affect the overall grand total of the budget. It remains the same because there are internal movements from one vote to the other, but it does not alter our basket, which still remains at 12,338,710,366. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Honorable members, Code, do we have any further amendments from the floor? From codes 317 D01 to 317 D13. That's on the development vote. With no further amendments, honorable members, I want to put a question that the development expenditure, that is from code 31701 to 317D13 as amended be part of the bill. And may as many of the opinion say aye. May as many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it, and the codes 317D01 to 317D13 now become part of the bill. Interpretation. Honorable Chair, do you have any amendments in the preamble?
No amendment, Madam Chair.
Honorable members, do we have any amendments coming from the floor, the preamble? If we have no amendments, honorable members, then I propose that the preamble as is become part of the bill. And may as many of that opinion say aye. May as many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. The preamble become as is now part of the bill. Honorable Chair, any amendments at the long title?
No amendment, Madam Chair.
Honorable members, any amendments in the long title from the floor? No amendments brought forward. Honorable members, I therefore put a question that the long title of the bill as is become part of the bill. And may as many of that opinion say aye. May as many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it, and the long title now becomes part of the bill as is. Honorable Chair, do you have any new clauses?
No new clauses in the bill, Madam Chair.
Honorable members, I now want to put a question that the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 as amended be adopted by the House. And may as many of the opinion that the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 as amended be adopted by the House say aye. May as many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it, and the Committee of the whole House hereby adopts the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 as amended.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, allow me to be guided by our standing order. There is standing order number 128, Madam Chair, and it is that on conclusion of the proceedings in the committee, a bill, if more than one or all such bills, the member in charge shall move that the bills as amended be reported to the County Assembly, and the question therefore shall be decided without amendments or debate, Madam Chair. And therefore, Madam Chair, I do request that we revert back to the plenary. Thank you.
Members, may I now put a question that the House do now revert to the plenary? And will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We revert back to the plenary.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker, sir. Is liaison chair.
Mr. Speaker, it's an honor to report to the plenary the report of the Committee of the Whole House on the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023. That's Kisumu County Bill number 4 of 2023. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, while considering the bill, the committee adopted the Gilliton way of during which the following amendments were proposed and adopted to become parts of the bill. Code 317R11 has been amended to read 828,826,200 Kenya shillings. The subtotal of current expenditure, Mr. Speaker, has been amended to read 7,906,161,198 Kenyan shillings. Mr. Speaker, Code 317D02 has been amended to read 1,662,000,000.
Honorable Chair Lasson, read what you read again.
Mr. Speaker, on the subtotal of recurrent expenditure, the recurrent expenditure has been amended to read 7 billion, Kenya shillings 7,906,161,198. Code 317D702, Mr. Speaker, has been amended to read 1,662,942,641 Kenyan shillings. Mr. Speaker, Code 317D11 has been amended to read 165 million.
Point of correction, Mr. Speaker.
What is the correction?
It's 947, not 942. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, Code 317D02 has been amended to read 1,662,947,641. Code 317D02 has been amended to read 165 million. On the subtotal of development expenditure, Mr. Speaker, has therefore been amended to read 4,532,549,165 Kenyan shillings. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, and in view of our standing orders number 131 and suborder number 1, it is now my pleasure to present this report to the House, hoping that the County Assembly do agree with the committee in this report. And I want to ask the Honorable Chair Budget to second.
Before you approach the chair, before you call for the second amendment, approach the chair, Honorable Narea.
Yes.
Approach the chair.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker. Sorry, honorable members.
You give the right report from the beginning.
Sorry, honorable members, there was a confusion, some printing errors somewhere, and I therefore want to read the whole report from the beginning, that I'm pleased to report to the plenary a report of the whole House on the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023, that is the Kisumu County Bill number 4 of 2023. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, while considering the bill, the committee adopted the Gilliton Way, during which the following amendments were proposed and adopted to become part of the bill. That Code 317R11 has been amended to read 828,826,200 Kenyan shillings. On the subtotal of recurrent expenditure, Mr. Speaker, therefore reads 7,906,161,198 Kenyan shillings. Mr. Speaker, Code 317D02 was also amended to read 1,662,947,641. And Code honorable members, Code 317D11 was amended to read 165 million. The subtotal development expenditure, Mr. Speaker, therefore reads 4,532,549,165. In conclusion, honorable Speaker, and in view of our standing orders number 131, sub-order number 1, it is my pleasure to present this report, hoping that the County Assembly do agree with the report for adoption. And I would therefore want to ask the Honorable Chair Budget to second.
Honorable Chair Budget.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I do stand to second. Thank you.
Honorable members, now that the whole House Committee has reported back to the plenary through the last one chair, I want to put a question, because I believe we don't need to debate on this. You are part of it, so I'll go straight to putting a question. That as many of the opinion that the report of the Committee of the whole House of the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 be adopted, say aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay, the ayes have it, and the report of the Committee of the whole House of the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 have been adopted. And honorable members, as per, it means you have agreed that the report be part of the bill. And in that regard, I'll move straight to putting a question on the bill, so that we come to the conclusion of second reading. And I put that as many of the opinion that the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023, with the amendments therein, as per the second reading of the bill, be adopted, say aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay, the ayes have it, and the second reading of the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023, with the amendments therein have been adopted today, Friday, the 30th of June 2023 at 13:51 hours. And I direct that the bill be considered for the next level. Next order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Third reading of the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 to be moved by Honorable Chair Budget.
Honorable Joachim Okech.
Mr. Speaker, I do propose that Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 be read for the third time. Thank you.
Yes, Sir Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and members. The Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 23, a bill for an act of County Assembly of Kisumu to authorize issues of certain sums of money out of the County Revenue Fund and their application toward the service of the year ending 30th June 2024, and to appropriate those sums for certain public services and connected purposes, whose memorandum and object and result is the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 make provision for giving statutory sanction of public expenditure for the year ending on the 30th June 2024 on the basis of estimate of expenditure for the fiscal year 2023-2024 recurrent, and the estimate of expenditure for the fiscal year 2023-2024 development expenditure, and for the application of those amounts be now read for the third time.
Honorable members, now that the motion for the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 have been moved by the Honorable Joachim Okech for third reading. The clerk has read it. As per our standing orders, I want to propose that the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023, the Kisumu County Bills number 423 have been read for the third time. And I want to open it for any further amendment that would be available. As I indicated earlier, when we have the third reading, it gives an opportunity for the members, if there is any further discussion or amendment that may be. House to propose any further amendment. That is the best thing of having the third reading. Honorable Chair, Budget.
Mr. Speaker, from our side, we don't have any further amendments. And Mr. Speaker, going by the mood of the House, it seems that the members are satisfied by the bill, and the mood suggests that the members want to dispense with this document now. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I do request that you put a question so that we pass the budget right away. Thank you.
Anybody on foot to contradict what the chair said, so I'll go straight and put a question. And before I put the question, I want to remind the members that by the end of April 2023, the budget estimates were brought into this House, which has gone a journey of commitment to the Committee of Budget and Appropriations, who organized for public participation with the citizens and the stakeholders on the executive side. The report was brought to this House with necessary recommendations, was adopted. The bill was read for the second time, The committee of the whole house made further amendments to it. It was read for the third time. And that brings us to the conclusion of the process of the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023. But before we conclude it, I have to put a question. And I want to put that as many of the opinion that the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023, as presented to the House, debated, with the amendments therein be adopted, say aye. As many of the contrary opinions say nay, the ayes have it, and the Kisumu County Appropriation Bill 2023 have been adopted today with all the amendments therein. That is the Friday of 30th June 2023 at 13:57 hours. And I want to direct that the Hansard report, the vellum, all the necessary attachments be prepared for onward submission to the governor for assent. Next order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Honorable members, today being a special sitting, those who are there or issues that were gazetted for deliberation. There's no any further business for discussion.
Honorable members, there being no any other business for transaction, I want to appreciate all the distinguished honorable members and members of the press, and also the public who are watching us through our various honorable members. Can you have your seat? Honorable Seth Okumu, Honorable Uchele. Can you have your seat? So, distinguished guests, members of the County Assembly, members of the press, members of the public who are watching us, and those who are at the gallery, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that I stand before you as the Speaker of County Assembly of Kisumu with immense pride and a profound sense of accomplishment to announce the approval of the Kisumu County Budget Estimate Financial Year 2023-2024 by this Honorable House. This momentous occasion signifies a significant milestone in our continuous journey towards progress, prosperity, and sustainable development. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the members of the County Assembly for their unwavering dedication, tireless efforts, and unwavering commitment to serving the people of Kisumu. Honorable members, throughout the rigorous process of scrutinizing and deliberating on the budget proposal, you have demonstrated remarkable diligence, professionalism, and a strong sense of responsibility. On this, I extend my appreciation to the Budget Appropriation Committee under the able leadership of Honorable Joachim Okech. I wish to thank the honorable members of the committee and the Secretariat for a job well done in guiding the Assembly throughout the process. And I would also like to extend my appreciation to the residents of Kisumu County as a whole. Your active participation, valuable feedback, and constructive suggestions have been instrumental in shaping this budget. Your voices, as the residents of Kisumu County, have been heard, and your concerns have been taken into careful consideration as we formulated the financial plan for the upcoming fiscal year. This budget that you have approved is a testament to our collective aspirations, priorities, and the challenges we face as a county. Finally, I want to thank all the partners, both state and non-state actors who have walked this journey with us up to this level. Without mentioning you by name, we recognize all the civil society organizations who have convened meetings with us, sent memoranda, and supported us during this journey of the budget-making process. The 2023-2024 budget is embody our vision for a prosperous, inclusive, and sustainable Kisumu. It serves as a comprehensive roadmap that outlines our strategic plans, key initiatives, and targeted investments aimed at addressing the critical needs of our citizens, promoting economic growth, enhancing service delivery, and improving the overall quality of life for every resident. Honorable members, in our unwavering commitment to education, you will realize that we have recognized the paramount importance of a well-functioning and inclusive education system as a catalyst for the social mobility and economic empowerment. Therefore, we have in the budget seen allocation of resources to improve access to quality education, build and rehabilitate learning centers, enhance programs for teaching, and provide necessary educational materials and infrastructure. I want to remind you that by investing in education, we are investing in the future of our youth and ensuring that they have the tools and opportunities needed to thrive in the rapidly evolving world. Healthcare, another vital pillar of our society, remains a top priority. And you will realize that we are actually aware of the ever-increasing demands on our healthcare system, especially in the light of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and other health-related challenges. To address these pressing needs, there has been allocation of significant resources to expand healthcare facilities, equip hospitals with state-of-the-art technologies, and enhance the capacity of healthcare professionals. Our aim is to ensure that every resident of Kisumu has access to affordable and quality healthcare services, regardless of their socioeconomic background. In infrastructure development, you realize that it's crucial for the growth, connectivity, and competitiveness of our county. Recognizing this, there has been allocation for substantial funds to improve and expand on the road networks, enhance public participation systems, invest in water and sanitation projects, and develop key infrastructure that supports economic activities and enhances the overall livability of our communities. By modernizing our infrastructure, we are unlocking new opportunities, attracting investment, and fostering sustainable economic development. In agriculture, honorable members, the sector as the backbone of the economy requires unwavering support, and we acknowledge the crucial role of the farmers and significance of them in ensuring food security by promoting agricultural productivity and enhancing resilience of the rural communities. However, as presented, you've seen that there is need to put more emphasis on agriculture in the future budgets. Honorable members, let me conclude by saying that together we can achieve our vision of a prosperous, equitable, and sustainable Kisumu. Let us work collaboratively to ensure the successful implementation of this budget for the benefit of the residents of Kisumu. I want to thank you, and I want to declare that the House stands adjourned until the 4th of July 2023 at 2:30 p.m.